We're in a series discussing the 8 habits of highly significant leaders. And today I'm going to wrap up this conversation by discussing habit number 8, create an accountability plan. And to best illustrate this, I think the band Van Halen can help us out. Now, if you remember Van Halen, I mean, they were big, they were rock stars, right, back in the day. Now, what a lot of people don't know is that they had some controversy when it came to their contract or what they called their rider, right? That's the agreement that the band signs with the venue that they're going to be playing at. Because you see, in this rider, which is like 100 pages long, they had a clause that said in their green room, there will be no brown M&Ms. Like so literally like the venue had to like pick out the brown M&Ms. And when people found out about this, man, they got criticized or saying you're divas, you're high maintenance rock stars. And Van Halen never said anything about it. And then finally, in an interview with Inc. magazine, David Lee Roth was talking about this, and he said that clause with the brown M&Ms, he goes, that had nothing to do with being divas. That was a strategic management decision. He said, look, our rider is over 100 pages. We've got technical sound equipment and audio hookup. We've got pyrotechnics, right, with fireworks. We have to ensure that the venue read our rider so that the show could be excellent. I mean, there are times where if they walked into their room and there were brown M&Ms, they either canceled the show or they made the venue stay up all night just to check up so that their show could be done with excellence. But David Lee Roth said, if we walked into the green room and saw that there were no brown M&Ms, we could assume that they read the rest of our rider. It was an accountability mechanism. So as leaders, we need the same thing both personally and professionally. We need brown M&Ms. Every goal that we have should have an accountability plan attached to it. Because you know what an accountability plan does, right? Our goal is like our destination, right? If you're going on a road trip, our accountability plan, it's the rumble strips. It's the bumps on the side of the interstate so that when you fall asleep or you're texting and driving, which you shouldn't be doing, they make noise and they restore you back in. So what are your brown M&Ms? Personally, here are a few brown M&Ms that you can incorporate to create your accountability plan. First off, get an accountability partner. You weren't meant to go at your goals alone. It's really hard to stay self-disciplined consistently. You need someone else to encourage and challenge you. In one study, they found that people who recorded their goals and then sent weekly progress reports to their friends, to somebody else, that they had a 43 greater percent chance of attaining those objectives. So they achieved those goals and objectives 40% more than people who did not send weekly progress reports to their friends. So get an accountability partner to help you out. Secondly, do a weekly review. I've been doing a weekly review for a few years now, and it has revolutionized my productivity, but also my accomplishment when it comes to the goals and the objectives that I have. So here's what I do. Typically it's on Friday afternoons, but sometimes it's on Saturday. I review the previous week, and I see what worked, I see what didn't work, I see what accomplishments I made, and then I ask myself, okay, what changes do I need to make for the next week? It's a little bit like that illustration of two lines, right? And they're only a degree apart. Well, as you get further out in time, the distance gets greater. Too many times we can go months without checking up on our goals and we realize, oh my gosh, I'm so far off. But if every single week we're doing a weekly review, we're checking on our goals, then we can make like small course corrections so that we don't get so apart and away from our goals. Do a weekly review. And then finally, from a personal level, use your phone for notifications. Automate that so that you don't have to remember it. If you want to read every day, have a notification that pops up at like 4 o'clock or 5 o'clock reminding you to read. Use technology to help remind you and be those rumble strips so that you can accomplish those goals and objectives you have. Now, that's personally. From a professional level, there's one thing that I think is the best way for you to be able to see, is my team accomplishing their goals? Are they living out the culture that we want to create? And that's one-on-one meetings. I think you should do one-on-ones with every single direct report weekly, but if you can't do it weekly, then start bi-weekly. every 2 weeks. One-on-ones, they give you a pulse on what's happening with each direct report. They give you a pulse personally on what's going on, emotionally, mentally what's going on, but also from a professional sense so that you can check up on your progress. They serve as these rumble strips. They allow you to be able to manage your team, hold them accountable without micromanaging them. Let me leave you with our tweetable lessons by Craig Groeschel. Accountability closes the gap between intentions and actions.